Good morning. Yep, another snowy day at home. Boy, I tell you what, if you do have to get out or your young kids who are inexperienced drivers, many of them just getting their driver's license. We used to talk about this a lot in the news. It is very dangerous out there for them. That's why a lot of schools are closed, or I would say should be, but it is different depending on where you're driving around town. Some of you might say, no, Monica, it was great. Well, here's what I want you to do. You are the community that can let others know what your drive into work, or if you're running up to the grocery store, whatever it is. Some of the grocery stores, by the way, still delayed with hours. So understand that this morning. If you can, they're asking you to stay put because there's still a lot of work to be done out there. Good morning to you. It is Tuesday, January 7th, 7:01 in the morning. I'm your host, Monica Adams, The Real Monica Adams Show, and it is bitterly cold, and that's causing major problems around our Missouri and Illinois areas because all of the snow, and some of you got 8, 9, 10 inches or more. There's ice underneath that. And guess what? I hate to tell you this, but we've got another round of weather coming on Friday. They're not saying ice, and it's still about 4 days out, but we are talking about maybe accumulations from some getting none up to maybe 2 to 3 inches. So if we can't get this snow that we already have on our driveways, on our sidewalks, on our roads out of the way, we're going to get even more put on top of that. But the crews should be able to do some work again today, and hopefully by Wednesday, Thursday, get some of that out of the way just to make room for more to come. I am home today. Now, we are expecting to talk about getting organized. The month of January is National Get Organized Month. And we've been talking about this for several weeks now, about showing you this before and after. My guest, Jennifer Williams, the owner of St. Louis Closet Company, she was hoping to come in studio, obviously, today, but with the way the roads are, we had to switch mobile. I'm being told that she's having some trouble signing on. So I do hope we get her. If not, I'm going to show you all the before and after makeovers, and maybe we can reschedule with her when she can actually come in studio if we can't get her on today. We've got a lot to talk about, though, and let's start off with the weather. As I mentioned, some serious cold weather on tap for you this week. So we'll look at today, as all of you are still dealing with trying to get the snow and the ice and the sleet off of your driveways and, again, off of your sidewalks. Watch your footing out there. Be very careful. And as I mentioned, if you don't have to go out there, don't. The dogs, of course, try to make a little path for them and watch them on their paws. Greatest thing we can tell you is wipe those paws off after you come back in. Or if they're running around where you've put any kind of treatment down, make sure you get that off their paws because that can be extremely dangerous for them as they go to lick that. 27 degrees for today, but look at the lows. That's what we're talking about. Single digits, 9 for our low tonight, single digit temperatures. Tomorrow, 23 degrees. The sun will be out a little bit, so I'm not sure if that's going to warm things up at all to you, but when we're in the 20s, I'd say it's going to feel, again, the wind chill is what we'll have to ask Beckett about come Friday. 5 degrees on Wednesday. And now we go into Thursday, 29 degrees. And on Thursday, we're going to tell you just a second about our show, Heat Up St. Louis. And this is when we really need that wonderful organization. 21 for the low. So it's actually going to be a little warmer Thursday night, but Friday's what we're talking about. And it's still 4 days out. But in our immediate area, we're talking about the possibility of anywhere from 0 to 3 inches of additional snow from what we're already seeing right now. And with the cold temperatures, it's probably still going to be out there. 32 though, right at freezing, 19 for the low. We get into Saturday and Sunday, we start to warm up. Nice to see the sun and not seeing any snow, rain, anything like that in the forecast, at least for now. We get into the mid to low 30s as we head all the way in to next week. And if you're just tuning in, as I mentioned, let us know if you are heading out. I know that there was a massive accident on Highway 70 in the city, a big one on 270. So I'm actually glad that I kept my team home today. You are watching this, you may want to do the same. If you have the ability to have your employees work from home, virtual, have them do it again today. Just again, the less people we have on the roads, the better it is so that MoDOT crews, IDOT crews, the city street crews can do their work because right now, some of the highways only have one lane open. I heard of a truck accident where, again, it went into a snowbank. So you've got these people out there with this false sense of security that are out there driving on the roads and thinking that everything's going to be okay. Before I get into some news you can use and talk about, again, the plows that are out there, some of the snow that's going to hit other areas, if in fact you're traveling, I do want to let you know about our big show that's coming up on Thursday. Thursday is the day that we will be at the Hardee's at 44 and Hampton, and we are going to be talking about this great organization, Heat Up St. Louis. You can go online to heatupstlouis.org. Every biscuit giving warmth. Now, this is a preview show that we're doing as they get ready to celebrate their 25th anniversary coming up on Valentine's Day. Yeah, 25 years that they've been doing this. Did you know that 100% of the proceeds go to Heat Up St. Louis from you buying those delicious biscuits, the egg and cheese, the sausage or egg biscuits? So they're doing January pre-orders only online, and this is from now through February 13th, where you do the online orders. And I know a lot of corporations, a lot of businesses that take advantage of this and buy for the entire office. So if you go online, heatupstlouis.org, you can pre-order. 24 hours later, you can pick them up for your family, your office staff, etc. And the greatest thing is Hardee's Rise and Shine for Heat, 100% of those proceeds go directly to Heat Up St. Louis. We'll hear from Gentry Trotter a little bit later on in the show. So again, we've been talking about the cold temperatures, and it's not changing anytime soon. So the next round I mentioned on Friday, but it is bitter cold and snow that's going to hit actually the southern United States. The next round set to envelop the southern U.S. today, actually. So if you're traveling or you have someone that does business travel, this is after the first significant winter storm of the year blasted a huge swath of the country. A lot of us, again, dealing with ice, snow, wind, the immense storm system brought disruption even in the areas of the country that usually escape winter's wrath, downing trees in some southern states, threatening a freeze. By the way, in Florida, I saw my old co-host from Channel 5, Allie, saying that there were no eggs at all, no eggs at the store anywhere, causing also people in Dallas to dig deep into their wardrobes for hats and gloves. By early today, wind chill temperatures could dip into the teens to low 20s. From Texas across the Gulf Coast, according to the National Weather Service, a low pressure system is expected to form as soon as tomorrow near southern Texas, bringing the potential of snow to parts of the state that include Dallas as well, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. So keep an eye to your favorite weatherman, because besides doing our local weather, aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore also handling aspects of the entire country. And he'll drop things in for all of you that are possibly heading into other states. So just know that. I know a lot of you also this time of the year getting sick, and I want to let you know as we do our news you can use about a recall. Costco recalling for cold and flu medication over concerns of contamination. According to the website, listen to this. The recall is Kirkland Signature Severe Cold and Flu Plus Congestion, and involves this item number 1729556 with a specific lot code P140082, which was sold at select locations throughout the Midwest here, as well as the Southeast. It's the over-counter medicine was purchased by customers between October 30th and November 30th. The medications were recalled out of an abundance of caution for potential contamination with foreign material by the supplier LNK International. The recall was initiated after a shipment of the medication was accidentally released. If you have the product, return it to the store for a full refund. And I know I gave you those numbers. You can go back. That's the beauty of streaming. Go back, kind of do a little rewind, and you'll be able to see if that's something you have in your home. Again, if you do, please return it for a full refund. Well, former President Jimmy Carter making his final trip to Washington, the 39th American president's state funeral continuing. Here is the remaining full schedule. James Earl Carter Jr. will make his final trip to Washington, D.C. today, a city where, of course, he served as the nation's 39th president after lying in repose in Atlanta for the last 2 days. The public has been able to go inside the Carter Center for the last several days to say their goodbyes and thank the former president, a man who had a humanitarian impact around the world. A departure ceremony will take place at 10 a.m. as his casket is carried out of the Carter Center and his motorcade leaves for the nation's capital. He died December 29th at the age of 100, far surpassing the record for the nation's longest living former presidents. And then a feel-good story for you today. We know we're still thinking of Christmas, people still taking their Christmas decorations down. There is a restaurant that is looking for a woman who left a heartfelt note to the staff on Christmas Day. It was in southwestern Missouri. Black Sheep Burgers and Shakes. They said a woman left the note when she dined at the downtown Ozarks location. The note in cursive handwriting, something that's a lost art for some of us. It read, December 25th. To the owner, managers, and staff, a very heartfelt thank you for the kindness of you all. It would have been a very boring Christmas for me as I have no family left. I never thought of this years ago, but being the youngest in my family, I've seen everyone leave this earth before me. Living on Social Security has put me in a position to downsize to renting a room and sharing a house. The young people know what I mean. I feel like I'm in college again. A dear friend heard about the offer of the free meal and invited me out for Christmas lunch. Great idea, since I was down to only $1. She said the meal was wonderful, as were the staff. Thank you again for making it a day to remember. Blessings. The owner of Black Sheep is looking for this woman who wrote the letter so he can invite her to his family's house for the holidays. He also wants to invite her to other restaurants owned by the family. If you know the woman, the restaurant is asking you to private message them on their Facebook page. And again, the name of the restaurant is Black Sheep Burgers and Shakes. Again, we love the positivity in life and love to give you those feel-good stories. All right, if you are a Blues fan, it's the Blues against the Minnesota Wild tonight. Go Blues. They have several games, by the way, that they will have at home, a nice little home stretch for you. And then we always like to tell you about the National Day of Calendar today. Do you have your own bobblehead? National Bobblehead Day and National Tempura Day, or Tempura, however you want to say it. If you are heading out and you are actually able to be safe on the roadways, then maybe you go and pick up something that's got a little breading to it. Okay, we asked you to weigh in if you have been out, how the roads are. Again, for the most of you, not good. If you can work from home, the crews are still asking you to do so. There's some serious accidents out there this morning, shutting highways down and causing major backups. 270 northbound going towards Doherty Ferry in our immediate area, Highway 70 down in the city. And then now as you have more traffic possibly going out, again, people have this false sense of security. They're running into snowbanks. There's still ice out there. I would highly recommend, from someone who worked in the industry for a long time, to tell you, if you own a business, ask your employees if they can work from home. At least delay it. Maybe have them come in midday or later in the afternoon. Good morning to all of you that are signing on. If you have any questions, you have any comments. Julie Fabian says, my Peppy does not like the snow. Yeah, neither do my dogs. Roads still dangerous, I'm hearing. Let's see. 2 dogs. One loves it. One finds a spot quickly, runs for her life back in. And she's my rescue dog who lived outside 24/7. Yeah, but once you introduce them to the warmth, they said no thanks. So yes, I do have my own bobblehead. Actually, I have a couple. I have one from my wedding, and then I have one that Michelle just made me that has me in a Wonder Woman costume. So if you are on any of our platforms, let me say good morning to you. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and Rumble. We're on all those platforms. So feel free throughout the show to drop in any comments, any questions that you have. And again, if you have if you've already gone out and you're at your place, whether you're at your business or wherever you are, let us know how the roads are where you went. And again, I stress this. I know I got a notification from my gym that they're delaying, maybe even having to close again. And I think that's very smart, again, to try to get these roads as clear as we possibly can. Okay, it is 7:14, and this is when we normally take our break. And we go into our first break, and I do see my guest just signed on. So we're going to talk with Jennifer Williams with St. Louis Closet Company after we come back from the break. And I want you all to listen to this, because if you feel the lack of organization in your home, or you're frustrated with others in your home, and you say, okay, can we just do this together as a team? Well, maybe that's what we can do. We're going to get some tips from Jennifer Williams, the owner of St. Louis Closet Company, when we return.
Monica's show, it's very informational, but more importantly, inspirational.
People such as myself and others can come out and talk about real issues that are taking place in our communities.
These are amazing, really, really important topics that don't get discussed enough.
It really just promotes people who are making change and doing good in their lives.
He wants to say, I can't believe I took your son's life. I don't know what I was thinking. I have so much regret and remorse. I've changed my life. Would you accept that apology?
I've never thought of that. Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Do you think, because you talk about forgiveness, do you think that you all can ever forgive one another and come back together?
It wasn't just right. I'm not perfect. Just because my name is Bush, I don't have it all figured out. And I think they know that too.
I was cyclically depressed, so I could be the happiest person you ever met at 11 a.m. I could be on cloud 9, and by 7 p.m. that evening, I'd be sitting on a couch with a gun in my hands. I mean, hard not to get emotional. I
never feel sorry for being emotional.
I really, I was at a space to where I couldn't believe that I had brought my children into this.
Where's the light? Because many of you probably feel that there's this darkness and there's this thunder cloud that's constantly over you. This family has dealt with so much.
Our journey is our journey. There has to be purpose in this pain. There has to be something more powerful. I have to find something to be blessed about every day. I have to count my blessings and have gratitude every single day.
Welcome back. It is 7:16. Talk about gratitude. Yes, this is a show all about hope and positivity, inspiration, kindness, all those things that we want for our world, right? So spread the message to all of your family and friends to watch the show. And right now, what we ask you to do is to let them know that we're on. Share, like, and follow your live stream. And then if you can't watch the entire show, come back for us. Because again, all of these shows, over 400 of them, are available to you on whatever platform you are watching us on. And you can share that to your family and friends. So today, if you feel like I have a lot in life, that you are so unbelievably busy. I mean, I literally go from 4:30 in the morning until 10:30 at night nonstop, between personal training, design and wardrobe consulting, setting up emceeing, auctioneering, doing my personal training, life coaching. There's no slowing down. So it's literally feeling like one more thing on your plate stresses you out. We don't want that, right? So it's trying to find a way of, can somebody organize the other parts of my life that sometimes you don't put high up on the pedestal? Well, this woman did just this for me, and my life has really changed over the last month or so since she stepped in. So Jennifer Williams, who is the owner of St. Louis Closet Company, over 30 years that we have been fortunately having our Jennifer Williams in our area when she first opened this up. We're going to talk about her life and then talk about the Get Organized month in the month of January. So first of all, good morning, Jennifer. How are you?
Good morning, Monica and everyone on this cold, snowy day.
Yeah.
I made it into work just fine this morning. I have to say that Manchester Road is cleared really nicely, and so is Big Bend. But we made it into work yesterday.
That's good to hear. Again, as we had mentioned early this morning, it depends on where you're driving. Some of you, like Jennifer, might say, oh, no, actually, everything's okay. And then others are like, what are you talking about? There's only one lane open out there. So, yeah, there's some serious accidents on the roads today. We're trying to keep you all safe. But if you can get in, fantastic. So you have regular hours now?
We have regular hours. We were open yesterday. In 34 years, we've never missed an installation. Whether it's ice or sleet or snow or heat or whatever, because, people, when we're coming to your house, as you know, Monica, you have to get everything out of your closet in order for us to come install your new closet.
Yes.
So when we wake up in the morning, everybody, they still want us. And yesterday was no exception. Everybody said, we need you to come.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So if you've never been, by the way, we're going to show you St. Louis Closet Company. Here's their phone number. And I want you to remember this throughout the show or come back to it, as I mentioned, stlouisclosetco.com or stlouisclosetco.com. If you have never been there, again, they've been there they've been open, I should say, for over 3 decades. The location is 2626 South Big Bend. So let's talk about this, Jennifer, or let's go all the way back to 1991 when you decide to open the doors and you make this entrepreneurial switch in your life, get the small business loan, just go for it. What made you want to do this? And honestly, your background going into this, who really put that passion inside of you?
Well, my mom will tell you the story that I was always super organized. In fifth grade, I organized my own closet way before custom closets were even a thing. I wallpapered the walls with Time magazine covers, and then I went to Target. Actually, I think it was before Target. It was Venture.
Oh, yeah.
Was the store, and I bought like clear shoe boxes with the red lids, and I was always super organized. I loved organization since I was a small kid. So it was just sort of always a passion of mine. And I was in college at St. Louis University studying communications and public relations. And like many college kids, had no idea what I wanted to do. And so I was waiting tables to help pay for my tuition and going to school. And I had graduated and still didn't know what I wanted to do. So I signed up for graduate school. And a friend of mine from high school came to St. Louis, and he was actually setting up a custom closet company here in St. Louis. Now, this was in 1991. This was still very, very new, very cutting edge. People weren't sure what this was. And he's like, Jennifer, I think you'd love this. And so he hired me, and I started designing and selling custom closets. And 2 weeks later, I said, you know what? I think I can do this on my own. So I dropped out of graduate school. I quit waitressing tables at 2 of the 3 jobs that I had. And I wrote a small business plan and went to the SBA here in St. Louis, got a loan. And that's how St. Louis Closet Company was started.
That's an amazing story. And again, what I want you all to always hear is if you've got that burning desire inside of you and you think, look, I can do this. I just need a team that I'm going to start to build around me. I need support around me. Sometimes people don't have that at all, though, and they just have to believe in themselves. Fortunately, Jennifer had that. So I was actually going to ask you that. So Jennifer Williams, again, the owner of St. Louis Closet Company, our guest for the next hour. So I was going to ask you, for people who feel that they're not, you are to this level, that which is the way some of my friends are. You are way up here from the organization standpoint. If someone feels they don't have that, or they weren't introduced to that at a young age, you are going to give us tips of how we can start to slowly walk that life. I think the thing that gets overwhelming, Jennifer, is when people just try to do it all at once. So do we take it step by step?
Absolutely. I always tell my clients, start small, right?
Okay.
Do not decide that you're going to come in and do every single room and every single closet and every single space on the same day, because that will just turn into a disaster.
Yes.
Will probably frustrate you more and really won't achieve the goal. What I always like to say is start with one drawer.
Okay.
One drawer. And the drawer that I always like to start with is that one drawer in your kitchen that's sort of the catch-all. It has everything from corn on the cob holders to a pizza slicer to maybe some straws, all those random things that don't really have a home, and you just shove them into a drawer. Sometimes you'll find papers in there, or paper clips, or a stapler, or whatever. Just take everything out of that drawer. Clean the drawer, maybe get some of those, lucite dividers, organize it, go through it. First of all, get rid of anything that's trash or anything you don't use. If you have stuff that maybe someone else may use, donate it.
Okay.
But then take the things that are left, put them back away in an orderly fashion in that one drawer. And I am telling you, the satisfaction, gratitude, and happiness you will get out of that one drawer will blow your mind. You will be so excited. Every time you walk in your kitchen, you'll open that drawer and you'll look at it and you'll think, oh my gosh. And then you'll start showing your family members. Of course, I do that. I do this like once a year. And my kids think I'm crazy. I'm like, you guys, look at the drawer. I got it all cleaned out. But that just starts showing you the happiness, the stress reduction that a small amount of organization can, help you with. So then move on to the next area. And, pick the area that is maybe causing you the most stress.
Mm-hmm.
In most homes, it's the primary closet. It's the closet that you wake up every morning, you open the door, and there it is, right? You have to, this photo on the screen right now is my actual closet. So
beautiful.
And it's really like that. You could come over right now today in the snow, and it's really like that. But when you open that door, does that room cause you stress? And if so, that's probably where you should start.
Right.
And
Well,
once,
and we're talking about New Year's resolutions, right? So
right,
people go into New Year's resolutions and say, I want to be more organized. I mean, this is so timely for us to do the interview with Jennifer because Jennifer told us January is National Get Organized Month. And it makes sense. And we're talking about organized in so many aspects of life. I mean, we're talking closets right now, but that leads to so many other aspects of life, does it not? It takes the stress off of so many other things that suddenly you can see clearer.
absolutely. There's a study. It wasn't a study I conducted, but a study that shows if you have an organized closet, you're going to save 10 minutes every single day finding things, looking for things, getting dressed. Think about that. 10 minutes a day. That's over an hour a week of time that you got back. Now imagine if your kids' lives were organized. We find so many families that are stressed out. They're busy. Their kids are in sports. They're going to different schools. The parents are working in and out of the house. And the morning can be the most stressful area and time of the day if you're not organized. So maybe a locker system for the family, right outside the kitchen or off the laundry room, a mudroom area, places where everybody has a place when they come home, they drop their coats, their book bags, their keys, their wallets, and everybody knows tomorrow morning that's where those things are.
Absolutely. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking with Jennifer Williams, the owner of St. Louis Closet Company. Ask any questions. Again, be honest because I'm going to show you our before and after here. And just like Jennifer said, you can come over to the house right now and that space looks meticulous. I mean, it's like sparkling. I couldn't believe the change. And here's the comment, Jennifer, that my husband said. Okay, so this was done. But how long is it going to last, Monica? And I said, it will last forever because all I've been looking for is a place for this to go. And I didn't have it before. So it was easy to just be like, toss on the chair. Or I did put at the time I had all the shoes and I would put them back in their boxes. And then when it got to the point that I had more shoes for boxes, then I would try to like set them and they'd be sitting next to each other. So he is very organized. He's been a lieutenant with the county police. So it's kind of like the military mindset. His stuff is all nice and clean, but there's also times where all of a sudden I'll look and go, yeah, but see, that's kind of tossed there. And so your mindset is, this is my organization. This is your organization. So when you're in a family, parents with kids or significant others, whatever, how do you help that kind of meld together? Because that's where people have problems.
Well, if you're building a new home, we always recommend 2 separate closets.
Yeah, absolutely.
But most older homes, especially in St. Louis, don't have that, right? So when we go in and we're organizing a his and her walk-in or primary closet, or even several children may be sharing a closet in a bedroom, the great thing about St. Louis Closet Company's product is it's fully adjustable, as you know. But what we can do is we can design, the right side for him, the left side for her. We take into account everything that you're wanting to store. We, inventory your possessions. And the thing about the systems is they're fully adjustable from the floor up. So even if things start changing in your life, like we noticed, during and after COVID, women wear very few dresses anymore, and men almost never wear ties. So things change, as styles change, things change in our society. And then children's closets, especially, imagine, when they're newborns up to age 4 or 5, their clothes are real tiny.
Yes.
But then as they grow, you don't want to have to rip that new closet out and start over, but you want to be able to have the flexibility to adjust it. So that's really, how we work with different people sharing spaces. Now, you're going to always have, the neat freak and the person that's a little messier. But when you give people an actual place to put things, like your shoes go on this shelf.
Yes.
So when you take that pair of shoes off, you wear them, you bring them home that night, you take them off, they go right back on that shelf.
Correct.
You no longer have that big open floor to just throw stuff, or that shelf at the top of your closet that just keeps, you just pile it until it falls down on you.
Right. And so here's here's the other thing. So some of you might move into a home where you're obviously moving into however they design the closets. Now, for me, I will tell you, our pantry and the kitchen I was actually really impressed. I was like, oh, this is so nice. It's going to keep everything organized. And it has. And then we bought those little containers to put everything in. So that's been great. But in the closets and I will tell you, I'll be honest with this as well. In our bedroom, there was a closet on both sides. But, working in television and being known for fashion, I had a lot of clothes and a lot of shoes. My husband got to a point and said, honey, I'm just going to move everything upstairs. You can take both of these, because I didn't have this big walk-in closet. So I took over both sides. And then one of the closets upstairs as well. Jennifer, I'm just being honest. However, what was there were those, and again, it was still organization to probably the people who lived here before, but it was more of the kind of the wired aspects that were in there. But it got overloaded and it fell. And so what prompted me to get in touch with Jennifer was, okay, it's time. Everything was overloaded and it just came crashing down.
Well, imagine, clothes are heavy.
Yes.
I mean, if you've ever taken a big load to the dry cleaners or carried up a load of hangers from the basement with your laundry, clothing is heavy. Well, and then you start putting, racks and stuff on the wall. Well, it just can't withstand the weight, which is why at St. Louis Closet Company, we build everything on the floor. And some of your photos you were showing earlier show that, so that not only do you have adjustability from the floor all the way up, but the weight is actually supported by your floor. So you don't have the problem with racks crashing down on you. The amount of time that we go out to replace wire racks that have fallen because everybody just piles them up with too many clothes.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, that's what we do.
Yep. It's 7:32. If you're just tuning in, the beautiful Jennifer Williams from St. Louis Closet Company is my guest. And again, National Get Organized Month, also known as Go Month. Let's do this. Celebrated in January, the National Association of Productivity and Organizing Professionals founded the month back in 2005. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to show you the video of the before. We're going to talk and walk through what Jennifer and her team did for the after, and how now I'm super excited because Jennifer's right that once you do this, there's a pride in it. There's a pride in having the decision to finally feel like you're taking back your life. And then you see that everything just has its place. Jennifer, you'd be so proud. And I know let me show this. I know you work hand in hand with my dear friend, Mark Coulter, and you did the beautiful boutique space back in Christopher's. If you all haven't been there, first of all, I want you to support both of these wonderful small businesses, Christopher's and St. Louis Closet Company. I mean, come on, that looks stunning. Mark is phenomenal, but you took him to a whole nother level. When did this all get completed? Has it been over a year now?
It's been a little over a year, although we did just go back recently and update the children's area at Christopher's. Yes. First of all, I was born and raised in Kirkwood and live there now, and Christopher's has always been one of my favorite stores. But Mark and I became friends through the years. And, like many retail stores, they don't have enough storage space. They don't have enough display space. And he's like, we have to do something. So we brainstormed and came up with the idea of creating an actual boutique walk-in closet for his store to display all their clothes. And once we did this, he was able to bring in twice as much inventory. Mm-hmm. And he said he noticed instantly that his sales for women's clothing almost doubled because people were able to walk in, they were able to see it, they were able to, see it displayed nicely, take things on and off the hangers. Just like when you have an organized closet, mm-hmm. your clothes, you can see them. You know what you have. You no longer have to go out and buy 17 more pair of black pants because you can't find the 17 you already own.
Exactly.
And so Christopher's makeover was just, it was fabulous. It's a real showpiece. If you haven't been there, you should go see it.
You absolutely should. And again, as Michelle just dropped in, I always ask you to support those that support us. Mark has had us at Christopher's, and at the time it was Mark Anthony's for a bunch of holiday shows last year. And we just did our holiday, I should say 2 years ago, and we just did our holiday show with Christopher's this past year. Obviously, he needed you because he put both of the brands together. So taking all that inventory from Mark Anthony's, bringing it over to Christopher's, honestly, this is where I think you're a genius. We all sat there and thought, there's no way Christopher's is already packed. How is he going to have even more come in there? But you walk in and everything has its place, and it's just stunning. It's like the heavens open up and sing because you've done such an amazing job with him. I kudos to you.
Well, thank you. And he's a great business owner, and like you said, you know, it's not Small Business Month anymore, but I like to call it Small Business Year.
Please.
And small businesses need your support. I mean, we all do. We need your support. And when you take a couple snowy days like we've had, a lot of small businesses have not been able to be open.
Right.
And a couple days of being closed can really, really affect a small business. So any chance you get, I have been a supporter of small businesses forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I always try once a week. I mean, we get into our routines, right? And it's easy to log in on your computer, order something, this and that, and not think about it. But several years ago, I was like, okay, I tell people to shop small, but could I do better? And once a week, at least once a week, I try to do more, but at least once a week, my goal is to always support a locally owned, not a franchise, not a corporate store, not an online, but a local business here in St. Louis, whether it's a locally owned restaurant or gift shop or boutique, whatever it is, keep your money in St. Louis.
Amen. Amen. Well, because here's the thing, Jennifer, and as you know, being in this area all this time, that people will say, "Oh no, why did so and so close? Oh no, that restaurant's gone. Guess what? You didn't support them."
Right. I'm always surprised, like, we're closing. Friday's our last day, and all of a sudden they have the greatest week they've ever had, and business owners are like, "Where have you guys been?"
Yep.
So we, as a small business owner, we need you to support us. Yes. And in return, we support the community. Right. We give back to St. Louis charities. We hire St. Louis people. And, we make a difference in the community. So it's just my plug here on your show this morning to shop small year round, not just Small Business Month.
Well, and again, we always say we love the entrepreneurial spirit, but I also love to plug women-owned businesses. And Jennifer just said the aspect of giving back. I mean, here, just listen to this. Jennifer has supported Stray Rescue, Toys for Tots, Children's Hospital, Pedal the Cause, John Burroughs School, the Kirkwood Public Library, again from Kirkwood, Girls on the Run, the Susan G. Komen Foundation, and the Leukemia Foundation. And that is just naming a few. So she's very big in giving back, supporting small, and giving back to our community. So I want you to support her. Again, somebody just wrote in, this is a great segment. And now looks like I'll be doing some organizing. Thanks for the motivation I needed. That's what we're doing for you. Michelle said she loves the pull down rack system that Christopher's has, so you can reach the items on the top. Yes, I'm actually going to take a break, and we'll actually ask Jennifer what kind of space you would need, because when we were thinking of designing what we were going to do here at home, I actually said to your designers, oh my gosh, I love that, but you need the space for it. So I didn't necessarily have that kind of space, but if you do, it's a whole nother thing of it's up there. You just slowly pull it down. It's out of your way, but you've got all this extra space that you have where you can utilize like they did at Christopher's. We're going to show you more. We're going to show you some videos from St. Louis Closet Company, and then we're going to go all in. So don't go anywhere. You're going to see the before and after of what happened right here with the real Monica Adams. More with Jennifer Williams when we return.
We're so excited, Monica, to see you Thursday morning to talk about the 25th anniversary of Rise and Shine for Heat with Hardy. Two great relationships. Now your relationship on this fabulous day. We're looking forward to talk. And remember, you can go to heatupstlouis.org. That's heatupstlouis.org. to volunteer for 1 wonderful hour and shake your can and make a difference. And you can get as many sausage, egg, biscuits as you wish. For instance, if you order in the next couple of days, 24 hours later, you can pick those biscuits up. It all culminates up to Valentine's Day, where we say, have a heart and heat a home. See you then, Monica.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. That's Gentry Trotter, the executive director with Heat Up St. Louis. Again, heatupstlouis.org from now through February 13th. online orders, and then the big build up to February 14th on Valentine's Day. Have a heart, heat a home. That's the big day when you'll see everybody out with the canisters and the aprons, and they're going to do the 25th anniversary of Heat Up St. Louis. Thank you, Gentry, and all of the staff that does an amazing job with Heat Up St. Louis. All right, we are visiting again with Jennifer Williams with St. Louis Closet Company, and as she knows, I was showing the entire team that she has. We can't do what we do well without our incredible team. And so here's some of them. And then you have, of course, all of the installers. We're going to show you a video of what they can do for you at your house. And again, it can start from anything. So some of you might be like, oh, I don't have the money to do this huge makeover. It's just start small. We're going to give you some great tips of how you can get more organized. So take a look at this. All right, Jennifer. So we'll kind of walk through as they're looking at this. A lot of people are seeing this and probably thinking, okay, well, that's a huge closet. I don't have that kind of space. So what can I start with? You mentioned starting maybe in the kitchen area, the pantry area, and then maybe building as you can set some money aside and realize that, I mean, that looks amazing. I'd love to have that. Yeah.
Areas of the home. But one of the areas I love to start with is your coat closet.
Yes.
That entry closet. It's, you open that door, and that's usually the one where stuff is falling out on your head when you open that door and you try to shove everything in there. Now is the best time to clean out your coat closet.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because how many people right now, especially with these cold temperatures, need coats, hats, gloves. So it's a perfect time to donate, and it's a perfect time to get organized.
Yep.
So when you clean out a closet or clean out a drawer, don't just open it up and take one or two things out. Take everything out. This is why I recommend one area at a time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't get overwhelmed.
Right.
But take everything out and have your family be part of this with you. And everybody be like, try on these coats. Are you going to ever wear these? So many homes in that entry closet will have coats that are 15 years old that their kids who don't even live at home anymore used to wear in middle school. Get those out of that closet. Try on, make sure the gloves all have a pair. Make sure you wear, how many hats do we get? And then we never wear them, right? And there are people that don't have hats and gloves and coats this time of year. So it's a perfect time to do that clean out. And then have a closet organizer installed,
Mm-hmm.
and then put away your coats and hats and gloves that you actually wear into that coat closet. And in many, many homes, the coat closet is also used for things like, the vacuum cleaner, or maybe the inserts to your dining room table, right? Because they don't have, you don't keep your dining room table extended except for during the holidays. So we can make special areas for all those types of things, depending on what you keep in there.
Mm-hmm.
But start small. Start with the entry closet. Start with your bedroom closet. Maybe your kids' closet is the area that, really needs. If we could just get our son's closet organized and get him organized, our whole family would be better.
Absolutely. And the thing is, if you're doing it, well, and this kind of goes back to when we first brought Jennifer on, and she was saying that if anybody asks her, she'll find out that she was always organized. So some people get that from their parents or their grandparents, kind of handed down. They watch it, but that's also the case that you are watching. The young kids are watching, and hopefully you can be a role model or an inspiration so that they can pick up as well. That's the hard thing, isn't it, Jennifer, that you're trying to tell your kids to be something, yet you're the exact opposite. And that's, to them, it's like, wait a minute, that's hypocritical.
Well, I really believe that little kids and children love organization. I really believe that. If you think about when they go to school, they all have a locker,
Yep.
right? And their stuff has to go in their locker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if you replicate that at home? We talked earlier about mud rooms and lockers and drop zones.
Mm-hmm.
Give everybody in your family a cubby, a place for their shoes, their sporting equipment, their backpacks, their coats. Give them a place so that each person has a space.
Yep.
Kids love organization. Little kids love to help clean up. Give them a playroom that has some pull-out baskets or a countertop for them to color. And when they're done, everything has to be put away in the baskets. So if you start young, I believe that it carries on into adulthood.
I agree. And, when we went into the break, I told you that it's National Get Organized Month. Again, something founded back in 2005 by the National Association of Productivity and Organizing Professionals. Some of the tips that they gave start with the reality check. So we just had New Year's Day. And one of the things that they suggest, what do you think about this? Face all of your clothes hangers in one direction. So start with that.
100%. Oh, first, I would start before that.
Okay.
Get all matching hangers.
Yes.
Now, people look at me like I'm crazy, but I am telling you that even if you don't hire St. Louis Closet Company, go out to the store and buy matching hangers.
Yep.
It will make all the difference in the world. First of all, everything will hang at the same height.
Mm-hmm.
So that allows a more organized feeling and look right when you walk in. But it also keeps your clothes, I mean, how many times do you go into a closet and there's a combination of old wire hangers that come home from the dry cleaners and plastic hangers. And, there for a while it was, trendy to have different color plastic hangers. And now it's like there's all different. Some people have some wood hangers in there. And everything is hanging at different levels. It looks messy.
Yep.
Get matching hangers. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, like I do, is each person in our family has their own matching hangers. So that when I do the laundry, my daughter's hangers are these, my son's hangers are these, my husband's are these. So that way I know everybody's got their own hangers.
Okay. That's a good tip.
When my kids went to college, first thing I did is I bought them all new hangers to go to college because, a dorm room, there's no space at all.
Well, and also it's just funny because as soon as you said it, of course, I went straight to the movie Mommy Dearest. No more wire hangers ever.
And you should always, when you bring your clothes home from the dry cleaners, take them off those wire hangers and put them on your own hangers. We have this great little accessory. I think we installed a couple in your closet, the pull-out telescoping rod.
Yes.
It's just a small little pull-out rod that is perfect for bringing your dry cleaning home, setting out your outfit for the next day, or, unwrapping the plastic from the dry cleaners.
Yes.
Bringing up your clothes from the laundry. And these little rods, I have 4 in my closet. I love them so much. I have stuff hanging on them all the time because I bring home my dry cleaning hanging on there. I set out an outfit. Or sometimes when you come home at night, maybe you wore a sweater. You're not going to dry clean it or wash it, but you want to let it air out a little. So you hang that on there. So there's so many different things, but hangers. Start with that. That will make all the difference.
And I want you to go onto the website because this will give you an opportunity to see a lot of things. This is kind of scrolling through the website right now. You'll be able to read about the story and then see all the things that they can do for you. So if you haven't been to the website or you haven't been into the showroom, again, just start there. Start browsing. You've got time as you're home today. stlouisclosetco.com. Phone number again is 314-781-9000. I know a lot of you are saying, okay, this is it for me. Linda just said, oh, that's me. I have to have all my hangers facing the same way and the clothes too. Hangers must match and I color sort my clothes. So yes, it's getting these small steps in order to organize. Okay. Are you all ready for it? Let's just do it. I've done the build up for you. So we're going to show you the before and after, and it really has truly made a huge difference. So let's go. And then we're going to add to these walls. This is what we already have in here. Okay, Jennifer, years.
This is the first time I've seen this too.
Getting there organized. You go. Look. I've already taken all that off. There's the wire. All the shoes are gone from back here. That's what I had. All put back in boxes. Jim's getting ready to take all this down and paint and make way for the Closet Company. I'm excited. This is how it was. Oh boy, do I have some stuff to sell to the vault. Yep. And a lot to go through.
Another local owned business. The vault.
Amen.
See the shoes.
Amen.
Look at all the shoes.
Just cleared the closet.
If you're just tuning in, these I did have them in boxes, but this is okay. There we go. That's what we
we're
had.
all cleared out and ready to go. St. Louis Closet Company is coming next weekend to get my life organized.
Here. And this is what they showed up.
Stay here.
Guys are excited. New people, huh? Yeah.
All right, here he comes. The transformation is going to be underway soon. He was awesome, by the way, Jennifer. We loved him.
Pat is one of my favorite I love all my installers. Pat has been with me 20 plus years, and he's amazing.
Yes. Again. So here we are. So now you're seeing it start to unfold. This was just the beginning of it. And again, this was over about just a few weeks ago.
Peekaboo.
There's little sneak peeks for you.
Peekaboo. Starting to come together. Exciting.
I mean, look at the difference.
For stability purposes, but
Okay.
any of the other ones can be moved.
For sizing purposes,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, and this one, I think I made them exactly
Identical,
these are.
yeah.
so
That's
they're
perfect.
Identical to each other.
All right, and then we're going to...
All right,
Here it
everyone,
is.
the big
It
reveal.
looks beautiful.
Look at, oh my gosh, it looks amazing. There you go. Oh, right? Tessa agreed. What do you think?
The dog's approved, Jennifer.
Tessa approved. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah,
Look
so I
at-
wiped everything down. Everything's vacuumed out.
It looks incredible.
So basically, any of the shelves you see with those shelf pegs in it,
Yeah.
can all be adjusted.
Okay. And then on this side, we put
Look at that.
more space. What do you think? Tessa's inspecting it all. Yeah, they did a great job. Look at Mom's got more room, honey. Maybe we could put dog treats up there for you. I feel so much more organized. And then look, there's still room for more shoes and hats. Gotta love it. And voila, just like that, it's done.
Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding
Right?
me?
Beautiful, Monica.
What do you think, Tessa? Tessa approved. This is the closet she usually goes into when it's raining and storming. What? Are you all going to approve? She just... Okay. Tessa approved? Yes? Yes, it is. Oh, sit. Hey, Tessa, sit. Is it approved by you two? Hey, you guys. Oh, it is? You want to play in there? Adelaide approved. Tessa approved. Thank you.
It looks amazing. So there you go. There are the videos that we took. You all saw before. So somebody just said that, Monica, your closets are larger than mine. It's a real challenge. Now, I don't know. It might look like that. I mean, it's kind of like when we were in television. The cameras can make it look a little bit wider and higher. I don't know if Pat came back and told you, but they're not really that big of closets. And here's what I was asking. And so the thing that I love about the process with Jennifer and her team is they're helping to say, here's the designs that we recommend. And then you can have a little part in it. I came back and said, I think that I have space on both sides, which is what you saw. And that's where we did. Originally, we were just going to do one of those spaces, Jennifer, where we were going to put some of the shoes. And I thought, I have more shoes and I have purses that I've never displayed before. Your designer was a little apprehensive because she was thinking that I wasn't going to be able to open the closet door all the way. And I said, right now, I have junk behind there. This is going to get me more organized if you put that there, because now I will remove all of that and it won't be hiding behind that, because that's what we do, right? We close the door and we hide everything in, and now I don't have to hide anymore.
Right. Well, and you'd be surprised. Usually people with the smaller closets benefit the most from an organized closet, because imagine if you just have one pole and one shelf. Mm-hmm. Even if we come in and we do double hanging, which is a top rod and a lower rod for your separates, you've doubled your hanging space. Maybe you don't need to double your hanging space, so you can double hang part of it and long hang part of it. Or you can do double hanging and shelving. So people with the smallest closets usually benefit the most. Of course, we would all love to have a giant walk-in boutique closet.
Right.
It would be fabulous, right? But I live in a 120-year-old home in Kirkwood. And I'm fortunate because I kicked my husband out of the only closet, in our room. So, but it's a walk-in, but it's a small walk-in. And similar to yours, I can tell yours are walk-ins, but barely a walk-in,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
But the closet we do probably the most of is what's called a reach-in closet, which is your typical closet. It's usually 2 foot deep. You have sliding doors or doors that open up, and you just stand, and you reach in. You don't walk in at all. Those are probably the closets we do the most of.
Interesting.
So you should never, be afraid my closet is too small,
Right.
because the smaller closets can usually benefit the most. And my designers are so great. I mean, I love them. They've been with me for, I think, some of them have been with me for more than 25 years.
Wow.
They're
That's a true testament to you, by the way.
Thank you. They're really good space designers, but they're also really good at, taking small spaces, getting the most out of them, and also working within your budget. Like you did in the one closet, you kept what you had on the back wall because it was working perfectly for you. And we just came in and added the 2 shoe towers. So that's
Well,
all.
the reason, honestly, to be transparent, the reason for that is that was the first closet that fell down, Jennifer. And so Jim had went to the store. This was about a year and a half or so ago, and he went just to like one of the hardware stores. He had just done that. So as a good wife, I thought, oh my gosh, he did all that work. I don't want to change it. And that was the beginning, by the way, of helping me get organized. I was able to put my hats and everything kind of the way I wanted, but I knew that I needed more in there. So there's where and you probably do that a lot with people, where you add on to maybe somewhat of their organization and then completely wipe out the other side and have you just take it over.
Right. It depends. And we're willing and happily able to work with any amount of space. Some people don't have closets at all.
Yeah.
There's a lot of homes that don't have closets at all.
So what do you do then?
Well, then we come in and we can build a wardrobe unit or a wall unit in the bedroom somewhere that has cabinet doors. And, you open the cabinet doors and you can get your hanging, your folded, your shoes. Or a lot of people have a really small closet for their hanging, but no place for their folded and their shoes. So we'll build a small wardrobe somewhere in the bedroom. So there's so many opportunities. The thing people say is, oh, I don't have a big enough closet, and oh, it's too expensive.
Yep.
Well, we can work within your budget.
Yep.
And we can just start small. Like, we can come in and do of course, we can do the big, beautiful whole house, gorgeous boutique closets and fancy pantries, but we can also just do a unit of shoe shelves. And that alone can be life-changing.
Again, it's starting with and that's what we did. We said, okay, the most important thing that needs to be done right now is my closet. And I actually had asked, you probably heard this, I had asked if my husband wanted to do the same thing. He's like, oh, I don't need it. So he has what, again, the family put in before, which, as I mentioned, those what they were doing is still organization, but there's just a whole nother level that St. Louis Closet Company can do for you. I have a feeling that now that he has seen how amazing it is, and you all just saw, and I hope you share that part alone. Tell people to go straight to that transformation that I had. You have other people in the family that are going to start saying, okay, I think I want that done for myself as well. You're looking at this New Year's resolution checklist. Again, schedule the free estimate appointment. Go to St. Louis Closet Company showroom. If you want to go in person, you can go onto their website as well, stlouisclosetco.com. Work with the designer to envision the space. You have the installation day, and then you enjoy your organized closet, and you feel so much better. We were giving tips, and again, I said that you can face all your clothes hangers in one direction. Do you all do that already? If not today, maybe that's the first thing that you do. And then they say declutter room by room, Jennifer. Go through each room, closet and drawer, to remove unnecessary items, as Jennifer said in the beginning, to start to take it out. It might feel overwhelming in the beginning and stressful, but the end result will be to get the stress out of your life. Use storage solutions, use sliding belt racks, jewelry drawers, adjustable shelves, cubbies, baskets to keep items organized. We mentioned don't get overwhelmed and shut down, work in small steps. And then what about involving the family? Because again, as Jennifer said, the kids like to be organized, just like they like to help you in the kitchen and start making the recipes. You're kind of making the recipe of organization.
Well, what I like to do with my kids, well, my son's moved out now. He's 24. My daughter's 23. She's getting ready to move to Dallas next week. But each time she comes home, I'm like, we've got to clean out your closet. She's still got stuff in there from middle school and high school and college. And, and it's just so overwhelming. She just can't. And I'm like, okay, today I want you to get 5 things out of your closet that you don't wear anymore. Yeah. 5 things. Just today is going to be 5 things. Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow I'll be like, okay, I want you to go to your sock drawer, pull out 7 pair of socks you don't wear anymore. And every day I give her a little tiny thing. And then by the end of a week, we have a pretty good pile of stuff that, so we're slowly. So sometimes teenagers and men tend to be about the same. Little kids are actually really good. They love organization, but teenagers and men, it's a struggle sometimes. So give them small projects. And you don't even have to say, we're going to do your closet today. We're going to go get 5 things. Mm-hmm. Go pull out 2 pair of jeans you don't wear anymore. Go get 3 pair of tennis shoes that, have holes in them and you're not going to wear. And just slowly have them thin things out. Yep. Then when you go do the closet clean out, it's way easier.
Well, then I also would say, because, as you're starting to go through all of that, and this is what we would recommend, you're in a snow day, the kids are home, so get the family together today, take some of these tips that we've given you and start the process and see how much happier the family is today. You can keep that momentum going and then take them with you wherever you're going to donate. Let them see who is going to be on the receiving end of that. That fills your heart too, when you know that you're giving back, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's so many amazing charities in St. Louis. Everybody has their own charities here. Mm-hmm. Your churches, your synagogues, online, the homeless centers. There's so many charities. But, like you said, we're all stuck in today. Yep. With the cold weather. Let's do coats, hats, and gloves today. What if everybody in St. Louis found 1 coat, 1 hat, and a pair of gloves that they could donate?
Yeah. And Kurt Warner and his wife Brenda have a phenomenal organization. He continues to support St. Louis, where we loved him so much, comes back and does his big drive. So set those coats aside and maybe give to the Warner's warm-up.
Right. But just imagine how many coats, hats, and gloves we could do if every family just cleaned out 1. And it gives you space to go shopping and buy a new coat.
Okay, so let me ask that, because my husband always says, Monica, 1 in, 1 out. 2 in, 2 out. Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that. I do agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And I agree with, I did, but now vintage is becoming so hot.
That's right.
My mom is always like, don't throw away anything. It's going to always come back in style. And now, do you know that Ralph Lauren online has a section of their website that's just vintage Ralph Lauren from like the 1980s? No. They're selling stuff that I wore in high school for $700 and $800 used on their own. Yes. It's crazy. I went through there the other day and I was like, I wore that and I had that and I had that. And I think I don't know where it is anymore. Anyway, if you're not gonna wear it, donate it. If it doesn't fit you, people are like, oh, I'm going to lose weight, or, oh, I've got 3 different sizes in my closets. That's just, most people wear 10% of what's in their closet.
Yep.
10%. Well,
I used to hear some tips about if you haven't wore this in a year that you need to donate it. You're not going to. And then there's a lot of people that all of a sudden the space opens up and they look and go, I still have things with tags on it that I've never even had on before, which is silly.
Going back to the Vault Luxury, how many things can you buy in there that people sold to them and that still had the tags on them?
Yes.
So, and then shoes, going back to Monica, you were saying you kept your shoes in in the shoe boxes. I recommend taking them out of the boxes.
You saw that I finally did. And my neighbors were like, what the heck? I had so many boxes I threw away.
Well, you first of all, you don't see them when they're in the box.
Yep.
2, it's a hassle. Yep. It's a little hassle, but it's a hassle to open the box and take them out and put them on and then put them back in the box. So and that box takes up almost 50% more space than the shoes do on the shelf out of the box. So pick up the additional space, get rid of the boxes, unless they're like the designer boxes that, are going to, you'll be able to sell or display or something.
Yeah.
Get rid of the shoe boxes.
The only ones that as you saw in that video, and hopefully you did, otherwise go back and watch that particular portion. Everything now, and then let me ask you this: when you put the shoes in, I guess does it matter? Do you put them in straight in, or would you put them facing out? I put them in with the heels facing me.
I put mine with the heels facing out. Some people like to put them like one pair, like the toe and the heel opposite, because then you can get a little bit more space.
Oh.
I like to show the heel unless I have 2 or 3 pair that are similar, and then I might turn one forward. I think it's a personal preference.
Okay. Again, trying to give some tips. Somebody said that, Linda said, my closets are all just reach in, so I need all the tips I can get. Again, if you have a smaller space, it's just trying to give you these small things to start. Have you seen the I Am Celine movie that came out within the last 6 months?
No, I have not.
Okay, so you as a person who helps all of us in organization would love this. I have never, ever seen someone so organized in my life. So Celine Dion, if you're a fan of hers, I highly recommend that you watch this. First of all, you get to watch what she had been going through before we all saw her sing at the Olympics, and it was just incredible, and everybody was brought to tears with that. But you see what she's been going through health-wise, and she takes you into her home. I don't know whether it's her. It seems that it is, or it's her whole team together, but all of her socks are all beautifully rolled up. Her entire kitchen is all open, so you can see everything. There's nothing that can be out of place because you can see inside of all of her pantries. I just sat there, and then she's a huge fashion lover, huge shoe lover. She's got floor to ceiling, way, way high, and I just sat there and went, that's what I want. I want someone to do that for me, though. That's what St. Louis Closet Company does.
Right. Well, and there are also really great professional organizers in St. Louis that St. Louis Closet Company partners with, and they can come in before we come in and help you clean out, or they can come in after St. Louis Closet Company installs your closet and help you put things away and come up with systems. They're fabulous.
Absolutely. And I know, again, you can find out more. You can work with Jennifer. She can kind of lead you in different directions. There is a wonderful teenager that we had on our show over a year ago, and she works with Souls for Souls. So if you've got shoes that you are wanting to donate, I would recommend maybe that as a good nonprofit organization. Or as we had mentioned, you want to do the selling of your clothes and do a little consignment aspect. There's a lot of things like that out there. We love the ladies at the Vault. We do a fashion before and makeover with them once a quarter. We've got another one coming up for you in the spring. I want to look at comments. Darlene, who lives in Florida, she just said, when we lived in Des Peres, we had St. Louis Closet Company come and transform one whole bedroom into a closet. It was so cool. So there we go. She loved what you did.
Thank you.
So Marilyn asked, Monica, is that the closet storm shelter? Yes. So here's the funny thing. Some of you have seen me go into that in the past when we had horrible tornadoes, and I was checking in on our area, and I went in there and sat in there with the dogs because my dog used to always run in there. Here's what's happened now. Well, I guess we haven't had too bad thunderstorms. It'll be interesting to watch because Tessa used to run in there, Jennifer, and she would, I think because she wanted to huddle by my shoes or huddle by a piece of clothes. So now she's like, what is this? Everything is so organized, Mom. Where do I lay? What am I supposed to? I think I'll just put something on the floor. So it's because they want something that smells like you to feel safe. So I'll just throw something down for a second for her when it's bad. But yes, Marilyn, it was. Let's see. Okay. Audra said that the STL Fashion Alliance will take your used shoes through January 13th to benefit local fashion. The Vault is one of the drop-off locations. Yes, I love that. A handful of things for you out there. When you talked about hangers, Jennifer, do you recommend some other, because some people are like, okay, yeah, but taking everything and changing it all to one look of hangers, again, is going to help you, but people are looking at the expense of hangers. So you don't have to necessarily go crazy high and expensive hangers. Are there some that you recommend? And do you have those there at St. Louis Closet Company for us to buy?
St. Louis Closet Company does not sell, we do not sell hangers.
Okay.
Once again, it has to do with space. So the thinner the hanger, right? You're not going all the way to a wire hanger from the dry cleaners, but the thinner the hanger, the more items you can fit in a closet.
Okay.
If you get the big, thick wood hangers, you know,
Yes.
men's suits, and those can take up 1.5 inches, 2 inches per item.
Okay.
Whereas if you get like a thin metal hanger, which is what I use for my kids,
Okay.
it's not wire, but it is metal, but it's thin and sturdy. You know, you can probably get 6 to 7 items per inch of hanging. And in my closet, I like to have a little bit of a thicker hanger so that it doesn't put the little marks on your, you know, sweaters and your blouses.
Right.
So I use a lucite hanger.
Okay.
Lots of people use the plastic hangers, and plastic hangers are perfect, and they're inexpensive, and you can pretty much buy them anywhere. I just recommend that when you get them, go for the thicker plastic so that they don't start bowing and bending and cracking.
Right.
Um,
That's what I've run into in the past. I did buy the wood ones, but now you're saying that maybe that they take up more space. The hangers that, and again, we talked earlier about how Jennifer has teamed up with Christopher's and that beautiful boutique they have, and now the kids space. You can see the tremendous work besides going into the showroom of St. Louis Closet Company. His hangers there are amazing, but would you say that those take up more space?
Yeah, absolutely. They
Okay.
do. They do
Okay.
take more space. So once again, if you have space and you're looking for, you know, display, boutique feel, elegance, and you have the space, well, then a bigger, thicker, more durable hanger. You know, there's some beautiful brass hangers, chrome hangers, things like that. That's great. But you know, in reality, most people are limited on space. They have smaller reach-in closets,
Right.
and they just need space.
Yep.
No, and the world we live in, we are consumers. We buy too much stuff. We
Yep.
shop at the big box stores. We have too much stuff. We have too many clothes, and so we need space. So we need to be thoughtful and careful about the things that we do purchase, and we need to really think about, you know, do I need this? Am I going to wear this? And when you really start thinking through that before you just blow a bunch of money on stuff that you might not ever wear, you know, what is your goal? Is your goal to sort of streamline your life, become less stressful? You know, I am a believer. I've been doing this for 34 years. Organized closets will change your life.
I agree.
And I tell people, they're like, oh, it's just so expensive. And I'm like, okay, but how much money do you spend on your shoes and clothes? And then you just throw them in there and the shoes get scuffed up or you can't find them. You know, it's like, yes, it's an investment in your home. But
well, yeah, but let's say this. Okay. And I just asked. So as she just said that, it is an investment in your home, but it is also great because I asked Dot Fleshman, who is our real estate extraordinaire that we have on. I said, if I now say that I have St. Louis Closet Company closets, does that up the value of my home? And she said 100%.
Absolutely. It is.
So you're investing and getting it back.
You're getting it back, but you're also then taking care of the investment you have in your shoes, your sweaters, your coats, your clothes, your suits, your ties, your jewelry. You're taking care of those things. So it's a very small investment. I always find it funny, like there's some of our clients, they'll spend the amount of the closet on one purse.
Right.
And they're like, oh, this closet is too expensive. I'm like, well, that purse, one purse. Anyway, so think about, what are your goals? You know, and I believe that January is always, it's why it's National Get Organized Month.
Right.
It's a great time to sort of reset, clean things out, sort of start some new habits, start small, do one closet and you fall in love with it. And then you start looking at every area in your house, right? Because we also do laundry rooms and entertainment centers and bookcases and utility closets and basements. And, you know, all of a sudden you start thinking, I can't live without this.
Exactly. Again, it really does. But here's the thing. I had so many people say, oh, like Jennifer just mentioned, oh, I think it might be too expensive. That's just it. You use the word think. You have no idea. You start within your budget. They have something for everyone and you just start. And then all of a sudden, maybe you've saved up some money and say, this is a part of my life that has truly changed. So I want to do maybe another area. So maybe you start with something that's in your kitchen or think wherever you live the most. For me, again, my biggest part was I have a lot of clothes. I have a lot of shoes from all the years in television. It makes sense for me to start with my closet. You've got to figure out what works for you. And then you might be really shocked as you call Jennifer and her team that it's probably not as expensive as you thought. I will tell you this, Jennifer, I had people that said, "Oh, you're bringing in St. Louis Closet Company to do your closets. Expect to spend about $20,000." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" It was nowhere near that. I was very pleasantly surprised when I worked with Jennifer and her team and said, "I've been putting this off this long because I've been listening to everybody else chirp around me, and they were all wrong."
Yeah, I mean, I can probably count on one hand how many $20,000 closets we've done. I mean, and it's not. I mean, the average closet is probably between $800 and $2,000. The average, that's an average closet. I would say our average sale, because people may do, like you did, 2 different areas, our average sale is $5,000.
Okay.
Now, that's not inexpensive. I mean, that's money, but it is a true value. And the amount that people will spend, they'll go to Target or the hardware store and they'll buy all these containers and this and the shoe rack and this, and then they piece it all together and it's just all cluttered and junky. People spend that kind of money and they're still not organized.
Right.
Or how much do you spend on clothes and purses and shoes, and then you don't take care of it?
You're
So
right.
it's why we offer free estimates. We've been doing this for 34 years. We're 100% locally owned by myself. I started it. I'm here every day working. And we guarantee that you are satisfied. We want our customers to be happy. And we jump through hoops. I mean, we were installing yesterday in the snowstorm. I was driving around delivering snow shovels and, parts and I was, I had one customer I was helping the guys carry in so they didn't get snow tracked into her house. And I was holding the door and she's like, "There's no other contractors that would have shown up today. And I really needed you because I had everything out on my bed." And I said, "Well, woman owned, locally owned." And she says, "Oh, honey, I know." I know. She says, "That is why we bought from you." And
It's
here
true.
we are on a snowy day. The city's, nobody's working. And here we were getting her closet done because she really, really wanted this.
You're dedicated. Well, I will say, if you would have had me scheduled that day, you would have had to have canceled because did Pat tell you about our driveway? We have the driveway that's the length of a football field. I can't get out right now. That's my husband tried. He put his police car down at the bottom a couple days ago, and I was like, we should have put my car down there too. I could have maybe have gotten out, but the roads, if you all live more rural, the roads are still kind of rough out there. So, but the great thing is, again, the dedication, the commitment to service that St. Louis Closet Company has, and this is what you find. So when you hire them, it is literally from the moment they walk in to the moment they leave. You don't even know that they were there. He cleaned up everything, was meticulous. And there's a lot of people that get frustrated because they'll hire contractors and then it's all disheveled looking and there's dirt everywhere. And you're like, holy cow, can you have it the way it looked when it came in? With them, it was even better. Kim asked a question. What is the best way to store sweaters?
Well, I think the best way to store sweaters is fold. First of all, you should fold your sweaters, never hang your sweaters.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they just stretch out, they get marks on the hangers, whether they're cotton sweaters, silk sweaters, or wool sweaters. Yeah. I believe that they should probably be stored on open shelving so that, once again, just like your shoes, you can see them and you can wear them. Mm-hmm. A lot of people like to keep them covered. If you want to have, a lot of times we'll do like a cabinet with glass doors. Mm-hmm. So that they're stored, behind a cabinet, but you can still see them. Some people store them in drawers, but I don't really like that. Because you never see what's on the bottom. Or let's say you do see what's on the bottom and you pull the bottom sweater up and then all the sweaters are messed up. Yeah. So I like them on adjustable shelves. Okay. And I like all of my sweaters are open. But then if some people want to have them covered, you can put glass doors or just solid doors over them.
So today I'm going to go and look at sweaters then. For me, I guess I could switch them up. Well, and again, that's the beautiful thing. When you put in everything that you did for me, it truly made me realize, wow, I have more space. So I have taken, this is the other thing, perfumes, jewelry, things like that. I took my perfume out of the main bathroom area where I usually had it in that closet, and I put it into my closet where I'm going in. My husband's like, well, now you can actually go in and get dressed in there, put your perfume on and walk out. And I said, yeah, I mean, I do actually feel like I have somewhat of a walk-in closet, even though I didn't feel like that before because there was stuff everywhere. So now I feel like I can go in and design in my head of this is what I want to wear today, and let me put the perfume on. I also, some people will say, well, I've got belts and scarves and all of that, and they're just all over the place. So you recommend like the little things that can kind of drop down for, and you have the hooks for that also.
Right. We have pull out sliding tie racks and belt racks. Some people like to roll their belts and put them into a drawer. Some people like to fold scarves. Some people like to hang them. We also have pull out scarf racks. So depending on what it is, and then we have beautiful velvet lined jewelry inserts that can go inside drawers to help organize your jewelry and your rings and your bracelets. So we really have, phenomenal accessories to, help take organization to the next level.
Yeah.
But, once again, I always like to tell customers, it's like, going back to starting small and starting simple, get your basic shelving and hanging installed.
Yeah.
And then we can come back later and add accessories. If we're trying to stay within a budget, well, let's just get the basics so that you can, like you're still, I think we installed your closets, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and you're still like, oh, wait, I can move this here. Oh, I could move this. I'm going to go look and where I can put my sweaters.
Yep.
It's all adjustable so you can move it around, and then you can fine tune it along the way. We have lots of customers that are like, okay, last year we did the shelves and hanging. This year we're going to add drawers.
Right.
Drawers are obviously going to be more expensive than a shelf,
Yeah.
but they want to, come in. We can always come and add drawers later. So there's lots of stages. Some people want to just do it all at once and get it done, and that's great too. But there's lots of different things. And with the adjustability, you can change things along the way, which is what I love about it.
Well, and that's what I love when Pat said, Monica, we've got it here, but you want to adjust that, just change the pegs around. Yeah, what I have now is I have probably still 3 cubby areas that can put a lot of things in there. Of course, once we did it, I look at it, I'm like, oh, but I want my closets now to look like a boutique where it's like just all perfect. My sister-in-law came and looked and she goes, wait a minute, I know you have more clothes than that. And I said, well, yeah, but I separated and I put spring and summer upstairs, which again, that's the next thing is like, all right, let's go through all of that. Do I really need all those dresses? I do still wear a lot of dresses, but that's just the way I dress. But yes, you are right. Fashion has shifted ever since the pandemic. Some of it's coming back. Men are wearing suits again. They're, going out, going to fancy things, putting on ties, but it is now this mix that we never had before. So now maybe people even have more clothes and they need more organization. Michelle made me laugh. She said, I hate the hanger nipples. Fold those sweaters.
Right. Fold the sweaters. Definitely
Yes.
fold the sweaters.
Well, and then from an organization standpoint with regards to stuff that is in drawers, what do you do with socks? Do you have them just on top of each other or do you actually put them in each other?
I put mine in each other. Just, I think it was one of those things where you grew up,
Yep.
how your mom taught you how to do the socks.
Yes.
I do that, but then in my sock drawers, I have drawer dividers.
Oh,
So I
smart.
have like my white socks on one side, my colored socks on the other side, and knee socks in one. And then I have, velvet dividers for my tights
Huh?
because I wear a lot of tights. So, my closet is, the ADD of closets, right? I mean, it's like every single thing in my closet is hyper organized, which we do have a lot of clients like that, which, I love, but a lot of people don't want to live that. Like my children, my daughter, she could never live with a divided sock drawer. That would just be she could never do that.
I'm saying again, I have so much admiration for you. My friend Michelle's the same way. So I know she probably listened to the idea of getting rid of boxes earlier because as you had mentioned, the boxes for the shoes, you normally don't know what's in those. Guess what she did, Jennifer? This is where she's like you.
She probably took a picture of them.
Yes.
And taped the picture to the outside of the box. A lot of people do that.
Yes.
A lot of people do that. And, the idea of keeping the box is, oh, well, we want to, we don't want to get dust on the shoes.
Yep.
And some people's, if you live in an older home, the house can be dusty. If you have a vent in your closet,
right,
you can have more dust on your clothes. But, you can buy a Swiffer and Swiffer off your shoes once a month. If it's that much of an issue, but the box is just, I mean, I have two really nice pair of shoes that I only wear on special occasions. I bought one pair for my son's college graduation, and I was like, oh, they're special shoes. They have a great box. So I'm going to keep them in there. Well, now I find myself, I don't ever wear them because they're in that box. And then I'm like, you take it off the shelf, you take the lid off, you take the shoes out of the little bag in the box. It's so much work. You just don't even wear them.
I mentioned, I think earlier, there's only a handful of boxes that I do have, but this is where I put all my boots. So behind the door on the new side where St. Louis Closet Company put the whole aspect in, I have some shoes we just bought from Italy, or there's some boots, etc., from Italy. I do have those. It works right now, but I think if I need more space, I could see it, or I would just adjust the peg and then bring it up and take them out of the box.
Right.
But you're right. It does take up a lot of space.
It does. Boots are hard, especially knee-high and over-the-knee boots are hard because they're so tall. So you don't want to necessarily give up that much height for those tall boots. Some people hang those. On a hanging. There's little clips that you can clip onto the hanger, similar, it's like maybe a pant clip. And then you clip the boots and then you hang them on a hanger.
Interesting.
In the hanging space. So keeping boots in a box, especially if they're the taller ones or over the knee, it's not a bad use of space.
That's what I did. And that's it. There's probably only 4 or 5 that actually still have their boxes. But one of the things that I've never had, and this is, again, what it allowed me to do, I have purses and they were all down. Jim took them all because he didn't want them in you're right. The biggest thing is the coat closet. We changed that right away. Now there's nothing in there. So now it's trying to figure out what do we want to put in there because he said I have too many coats, too many shoes, etc. Downstairs, though, he took one of those big bins and he put all of my purses in there. And so what happened? It was downstairs. It was out of sight, out of mind. I never was really changing my purses around. So now I'm excited. I took everything up and I felt like I had my own boutique. So I'm like beautifully positioning them. I put a little scarf. I was like, I look like, it's like, this is a store. Somebody could come in and shop. It does. It takes you to another level. You'll all be really surprised when you start doing this. So as we wrap up, think about today, a snow day. Your kids are home. Maybe you're home working virtual. As she mentioned, go through and do maybe gloves, scarves, your hats, your coats. Look at what you have. Maybe put one or so aside, or if there's several, and then think about who you want to donate to, your churches, again, different organizations that are out there. I would love to see this great movement from the show that we did today of a lot of donation and a lot of organization. And then we can do a follow-up and see how your life changed. For me, it was that start. And honestly, now it's like you opened my eyes even more, Jennifer, of, okay, I want to do this next level. Or now I see the things that were creating issues before, either issues with yourself or someone else getting frustrated, which was, of course, my husband going, Monica, take it off the counter. Monica, take it and clean out this drawer. And I'm like, okay, one by one. And then once you do it, then it helps. But I like your idea of the separation. I think that was my aha moment of separate that. And that gives even another level of organization.
Mm-hmm. It's contagious.
Yeah.
I like it's contagious.
It's very true.
You get so excited about it, and then you just want to go to the next level. But just don't get overwhelmed.
Yes.
Do not decide, okay, today is the day I'm going to clean out every closet in our house. That's a bad idea. Start small. Start with that one junk drawer in your kitchen. I am telling you, you'll get so excited about that, and then your kids will think you're crazy.
No, it's true. The junk drawers are next for me. Again, getting everything hanging in the right direction, as we talked about earlier. Get the same hangers. If you've got those big chunky hangers and you think it's taking up too much space, you heard some of the tips that Jennifer gave you just to kind of thin that out. And again, don't overwhelm yourself. Give yourself some grace, right? So one more time, here's the information that you need to know. stlewisclosetco.com and the phone number 314-781-9000. The address is 2626 South Big Bend Boulevard, 63143. What are your hours, by the way?
We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays 10 to 2.
Perfect. Jennifer, thank you for organizing.
Hey, everyone. Thank you, Monica. And you need to send us all those pictures in that video you made.
I absolutely will.
I would love to share that with people.
No, absolutely. And I've got even more pictures that we separated up, and I'll take some new ones. But I definitely wanted to be transparent and show you the before, because some of you would be like, Holy cow, Monica. Yes, but let's all be real. Obviously, that's the name of the show. Let's all be a little bit more real, take the stress off of you, and understand that there's a lot of people out there that are in the same boat, and we just need someone like Jennifer and her team to help us along to de-stress us and declutter us. So thank you, Jennifer. It's been such a pleasure working with you, and I know you'll be getting a lot of business from this, and then I bet you that we're going to do my husband's closet next.
Well, thank you. And just remember, shop small, support locally owned businesses the whole year. The whole year.
Absolutely. All right. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We are live on location, and this is the really cool thing. This is exactly what we can do from your business. We call it Mobile Monica. You know, I'm always on the move. Everyone knows about Jody's balls, and why is that?
I have the best balls.
Oh my God. You enjoying this?
Always.
Watch this, I gotta move with her.
Orange Theory is created to help people live a more vibrant life.
When we tell you that they have some of the most beautiful sunsets, we mean it. We're now in the brainchild of Adventure Unknown. That thing
Well, he's got a heck of a
beautiful.
story behind that leopard,
I
too.
know. It's going to be a very dangerous shoot, Diana.
It'll be
She says it
fabulous.
is. Monica or Mez Adams. How's that
Yes,
sound?
that sounds great.
This is Marianne Graff, owner of Just Be Kind Coffee House and Cafe. And you can see all the people in line. Oh, that handsome gentleman is... That would be my husband, Jim.
My mission statement says I want people to feel better leaving than when they came in.
And you do. Again, no calories when you're spreading kindness.
No calories when you're spreading kindness, especially if it's on the weekend.
Welcome back as we wrap up our show. Again, thank you to Jennifer Williams. That was a really fun segment. Again, find the tips that work for you. And I'd love you to keep in touch with me. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com, and let me know what you and maybe your entire family did together. Did you have a nice little winter project as you were stuck at home today? And what did you start with? Start small. Do not overwhelm yourself. That's the biggest thing we want to tell you. Okay, let's tell you about some things that are coming up that I'd love to see you at. We've got our Mobile Monicas. You heard a couple times throughout the show that this Thursday, watch the show as we will be live at Hardee's at 44 and Hampton. The biggest thing that we can stress for you right now is the pre-orders going online to heat up stlouis.org, and that is from now until February 13th. Now through February 13th, the January pre-orders only online through February 13th. Sausage or egg biscuits. Again, it's a simple thing. You want to eat breakfast, you spend $1 or $300 or $600 or whatever you want to do for your business, for your family. Every biscuit's giving warmth. We are doing our preview show on January 9th to continue to talk about the lead up to the big day, the Rise and Shine, Have a Heart, and Heat a Home. That's on February 14th, the 25th anniversary of that. So that's January 9th. And then we're asking you, when do you want to have our fun Mobile Monica dance party? It's up to you, because I want everybody to show up that can for this. For those of you that have danced before, or you took lessons before and you thought, oh my gosh, I want to be brought back to this. Well, this is your opportunity. We are going to be live from Almost Del Ritmo Dance Company. And here is the location. They're on Park Avenue. Again, the phone number on the screen as well. If you are thinking of taking lessons, maybe you've got a wedding coming up and maybe you just got engaged and it's your own first dance, or you're going to a wedding and you just want to dance a little bit better. This is the woman that I want you to take dance lessons from. Again, we ask you to support those that support us. So Carmen is going to come in studio and talk about the love of dance and the background that she has. She'll be in studio with us before we do the big Mobile Monica from her dance company. So tune in. She will be with us on January 13th. And then it's either going to be January 29th, 30th, or 31st. Do you want a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday night? We're going to do the broadcast first from 5 to 6. And then at 6 o'clock, we're going to take some lessons from her. We're just going to have fun. We're going to have a big fun dance party. Family, friends, kids, adults alike. How many of you are going to be able to come out with us? Again, we haven't picked the date yet, but we will. We'll be announcing the date towards the end of the week, but it's all up to you. You let us know which day makes sense, which day you will show up, and that is the day that we will choose. And then I'm excited. Now, we don't have the exact information just yet. It'll probably come today, but our next Mobile Monica will be on Galentine's Day. And this is the breaking news for you today. Ladies, I'm going to be there. Michelle's going to be there. I'm gathering every girlfriend that I can, single or married or engaged. This is our time to get together. If you've never been, Stonehouse in St. Charles, beautiful. I mean, look at that. The snow that just fell. That's one of the most stunning wedding photos I've ever seen. Brianna Rose Photography. Thank you for the use of that. And the Young's photo for the gorgeous inside. I can't wait to hear about the history. I've never been there. Stonehouse of St. Charles, my manager Lori Stahlschmidt introduced me to the wonderful owner, and I cannot wait to team up with them, not only for this, but to talk about Valentine's as well. Ruth and Mike are the owners of Stonehouse St. Charles. So there's going to be February 13th, February 14th, and February 15th, big events going on. The 13th is Galentine's. The 14th and 15th are the days for you to go out with your significant other. So we're going to be talking a lot about them in the coming days, and we're going to tell you about tickets going on sale for the Galentine's party. We're talking cocktail boards, charcuterie boards, games, some giveaways, some things you can win. So ladies, start thinking about it right now, because we can pack hundreds in there, and we're going to laugh together. We're going to have a blast before you spend time with your honey on the 14th or 15th. So Galentine's again on February 13th. Make the plan now, and we'll start to give you more information for Galentine's at Stonehouse St. Charles. Okay? Do not go anywhere else. Open up that night if you can. It's on Thursday. It is 8:36, and we're going to wrap up. Thank you again to Jennifer Williams for being my guest today, getting us organized, and we're going to help you with relaxing and having a little grace for yourself. So Jesus listens to you if you feel stressed or if you feel shamed by any of that. Holy Lord, I love to worship you in the beauty of holiness. The beauty of your creation reflects some of who you are, and it delights me. You're working your ways in me, the divine artist creating loveliness in my inner being. You've been clearing, how funny is this? You've been clearing out the debris and clutter within me, making room for your spirit to take full possession. How ironic. This is nuts. Help me to collaborate with you in this effort, being willing to let go of anything you choose to take away. You know exactly what I need, and you've promised to provide all of that abundantly. I don't want my sense of security to rest in my possessions or in things going my way. You're training me to depend on you alone, finding fulfillment in your loving presence. This involves being satisfied with or with little of the world's goods, accepting either as your will for me. Instead of grasping and controlling, I'm learning to release and to receive. To cultivate this receptive stance, I need to trust you more in any and every situation. In your beautiful name, Jesus, amen. This is so funny because I had no idea that that would talk about clutter and decluttering, and again, having an opportunity for us to be kind of pull that together. Let me just see. Okay. So I just got a text message or email, excuse me, from, yes, Jessica Cook. A lot of you had asked, when are we bringing Positive Talk Time back? Let me tell you, it starts back up on Thursday, February 6th. So you'll see Jessica Cook and myself back together. I do want you to think about them right now with the cold weather. Anything that you can donate to rescues, please do so. They can really use your help. So reach out to them and ask them some things that they could use. If you've got beds that you're not using for the dogs, if you've got blankets, a lot of times people think about hay, straw, coverings for the dogs that have to be outside. Help them out as they go to rescue more and more and more. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Beautiful show today. We are going to have our show again live from Hardee's at 44 in Hampton for you to watch on Thursday. And then cross my fingers, we're supposed to have hopefully some of the Battlehawks on, the football team that hopefully you've had a chance to go and see. If not, we'll introduce you to some of them. Still in the process of working on that one. Tomorrow we're going to do a little fitness because we haven't had a Wellness Wednesday in a while. So always do me a favor, reach out. Let me know if there's anything from head to toe that you would like for us to cover for you, mentally, physically, spiritually, and we'll take care of you. All right. Love you. Take care of yourself. And remember, be kind to one another. It's the greatest thing you can do in life. That's the greatest gift. God bless you.